What's up everyone? If you remember my video for the closed beta, my stance was cautious optimism. However, after the open beta, my opinion has unfortunately gone down. The more and more I played, the less and less fun I was having. Now, I could rant about this for a while, but let's just briefly go over my issues with this game. First off, we got a second mission for this beta, and while I enjoyed the first mission, this one felt really underwhelming, to the point of being boring, and really made me question what kind of diversity they're gonna have in future missions. I had hopes when the boss came out and he looked cool and imposing, but I quickly realized I could just run around the top level and shoot him without issues, so it ended up being rather unengaging. This leads to another concern a lot of people had, which is the potential lack of content. We don't know exactly how many missions there are or what we can expect for endgame outside of the Dark Zone, and these seem like things you'd want to bring up as selling points for your game, not hide them, and the fact they haven't has me a little concerned. There is a story for the game, but the little we've gotten of it doesn't exactly have me enthralled. I'm not going to hold that against the game too much though, because what we've seen is very little of the story. But what I will hold against the game is the terrible voice acting for some of the important characters. It just makes me want to pay attention to the story even less. And unfortunately, it's a little late to fix these things in time for release.
Look, you're gonna be okay. Hell, at this point, you're more okay than me. Shit! That explosion took out the commander!
Now, if the bad voice acting wasn't enough, the random NPCs that like to add their ambience with their chatter always seem to do so when you're trying to listen to one particular NPC and what they have to say, which is obnoxious and incredibly distracting.
Lots of people went into the train yards after they lost their homes.
Sticking with the obnoxious, when you're running down the street, the civilians just love to get all snippy with you about having a gun. It's one of those things that's not a bad addition the first couple times, but when you start hitting 10 to 20 times, it's annoying, and it only gets more obnoxious as time goes on. And I cannot holster my weapon in this game, so I have zero control over this. If it only happened when I pointed my weapons at them, that would make sense and it would be a nice little addition to immersion. I'm all for that. But when I can't control it and you put something in that gets repetitive and annoying, it's just distracting from the overall experience.
We're on the same side.
Be careful with that.
One last thing I want to touch on is an aspect of combat that drives me absolutely nuts, and I can't stand it because it makes no sense to me. When you shoot someone, the damage you do shows up in the area where your crosshair is, which effectively blocks your view of the target you're trying to shoot. Who thought this was a good idea? Seriously, why is this a thing? I want to clearly see what's in my crosshair at all times. I can't stand this and it needs to be changed. These things, along with the general repetitive nature, has made me reconsider a purchase on this game, and I would heavily recommend avoiding this game at launch until we have a better idea on the amount of actual content is in the game and how they tweak and fix the issues after launch. This is just my opinion though. After a couple weekends with the game, I'd love to hear yours in the comments. Maybe I missed something, so let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on AoE.